It all started my senior year of high school when I was accepted to the Allied Health Sciences program at Boone High School, a program where I was able to assist different departments of a hospital where I found my passion for respiratory therapy. As I started college at Valencia, I was required to take a course called SLS, where I discovered what my purpose in life was. My purpose has always been to help people in any way I can, and to derive peace in my surroundings. By taking the Strengths Quest assessment, I figured out my strengths, interests, and values. Both Harmony and Developer as a Strength prove that I'm meant to help people succeed in whatever way possible. My top interest was social, meaning I care for others, and I value achieving the goals I've set out for myself. My beginning plan was to get my AA degree at Valencia, then transfer to the University of Central Florida with Direct Connect like most students did, until I realized that UCF doesn't offer respiratory therapy. Luckily, at the Advising Center, I was told about a program offered here at Valencia. The advisor told me if I took the proper courses, I could then apply to the program, which I did and I got accepted. Without the Advising Center, I would have wasted a good amount of time on the wrong courses. With the help of FAFSA and working a full-time job, I was able to pay for the program. To become a respiratory therapist, I first had to take a therapist multiple choice examination and then a clinical simulation examination. After passing both exams, I was an intern at the Florida hospital, where eventually I began working there as a respiratory therapist. Respiratory comes from the Latin word respirar, which means breathe. A respiratory therapist helps a patient breathe by performing bronchopulmonary drainage and assisting with breathing exercises. A respiratory therapist must be patient, compassionate, and have a strong stomach. The respiratory system consists of various parts like the nasal cavity, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Its function is to transport air into the lungs and distribute oxygen throughout our body while exhaling the carbon dioxide that it receives. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is the most common disease respiratory therapists deal with. The two types of COPD are chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Long-term smoking is the main cause of COPD, although air pollution and exposure to dust are also causes. For my SLS class, I was required to interview a respiratory therapist. She ended up being my coworker here at the Florida hospital, but she gave me two pieces of advice. One, always try to be the best respiratory therapist you can be, and two, never let anyone tell you that you can't do something. My personal purpose statement helped me choose my career because I knew that helping others gives me joy. The medical field has always been my top choice, and why not help people breathe by being a respiratory therapist?
Created using Powtoon.